welcome to our webinar with our fabulous Contractor Marketplace partners in David Phillips. Just going to give it another 30 seconds or so, just as I see all the attendees popping in. But yeah, really excited to introduce our partner here and yeah, let everyone know how it works. Just in terms of introductions, if you don't mind going to the next slide, please. My name's Lewis. I head up the marketplace here at Fixflo. So I've been at Fixflo for about 7 years, worked in a variety of different roles and currently focusing on launching and growing the marketplace and providing hopefully a great service to all of our customers using it. We've got our great partners here, as I mentioned, Ty and Kenneth. So Ty, over to you.
Hi, so I'm Ty. I've been at David Phillips for about 4 years now, and prior to that I actually worked in agency myself, so know a lot about the day-to-day struggles with that, and yeah, here to give you some more insight into David Phillips. And then Ken's my colleague here.
Yeah, hi, my name's Kenneth. I also worked in agency. I've been at David Phillips for just under a year, so definitely understand the day-to-day struggles with property management. I'm here to just basically help you with the solutions.
Great. Thanks both. So before we get started, just a quick disclaimer and a bit of housekeeping as well. I don't think we're going to be discussing anything too majorly contentious today, but just as a disclaimer, all the opinions and thoughts expressed during this webinar are those of ourselves, as in the participants of the webinar, rather than by the business. If we go to the next slide, there's also just some information about the Q&A. So we'll talk a little bit about the agenda. Sneak preview, we're going to have a bit of a Q&A at the end, but yeah, if you have a question, please do ask. So just pop it in the Q&A. We'll answer your questions at the end. So any questions you have about process, about how the system works, how David Phillips work as a provider through the platform, hopefully we'll cover them all. But yeah, if you do have any questions, please do get them in and we'll answer them. So in terms of agenda, we'll hand over to Ty in a second just to quickly discuss David Phillips and some of the wonderful things that they do in terms of through the marketplace, as well as a general service they provide to letting agents in the build to rent space. I'll then talk a little bit about how the process actually works within the system, so how you can request quotes and instruct jobs to David Phillips as a marketplace provider and all the benefits of doing that. Kenneth's then going to discuss a little bit about just some case studies and reviews and things and why David Phillips is such a fabulous provider. Finally, then it'll be back to me just to go over how you get started on the marketplace and how you can use David Phillips, and then the Q&A at the end as well. So I think over to you, Ty, just to discuss David Phillips. Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, thank you so much. So some of you might have heard of us before, others maybe we're completely unknown. So David Phillips itself, we've been around in the industry for over 25 years now. We're the UK's leading furniture provider. We provide furniture solutions across all areas of the market, so residential, build to rent, student accommodation, and a lot of our day-to-day work is with property managers and agencies themselves. We offer high quality furniture solutions, and we've tailored this to landlords, developers and property professionals. One of our main focuses is on style, durability and efficiency. So we want to help our clients create really exceptional living spaces, and we do that through our seamless delivery and installation, as well as the products that we're offering. In terms of what we can sell and provide you with, we cover anything, even before we've sold a toilet brush all the way to furnishing multi-million-pound apartments. So it really is a broad spectrum. In that as well, we cover all different price points. So I like to say to people, you can buy a sofa for £400 or you could buy one for £3,000. And that really does cover how broad our offering is. And especially like in terms of a property management side and those day-to-day last minute requests that you get, we can help with items that have been damaged or broken. If you need a new washing machine or a fridge freezer, even installing blinds and curtains to properties. So we stock thousands of items in our warehouses in Manchester and London, and we can ship these nationwide. Another great part of our delivery and assembly service is that we can deliver within 48 hours of receiving an order or works order within our main postcodes. In London, we can actually deliver within 24 hours within the M25, which is great for last minute emergencies. Our system, the way it works is that you'll be provided with text that includes tracking information, so you can get real-time updates on when your delivery will be arriving, when you're the next stop, etc., as well as being provided with photos of the job once it's been completed. We can also collect keys from any nearby offices, so it doesn't mean that someone's got to be waiting at the property all day for a delivery, which I think is a real time saver, really. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. So, yeah, I think over to me really to discuss how it works within the Fixflo platform. Obviously, David Phillips, as Ty mentioned, have been what did you say, 25 years was it, Ty? So a long time, longer than Fixflo. But yeah, we've recently launched a partnership with David Phillips to allow you to request quotes and get some of the fabulous services that they mentioned directly from the Fixflo platform. We've got a little guide as well and some videos that we can share around after if I explain it, when I explain it poorly. But the way it starts typically is around a repair being reported in Fixflo. So hopefully everyone on the webinar is familiar with this screen. This is a tenant who's just reported a maintenance issue. So, an example could be a broken bedside table. I think as Ty mentioned, there's tons of things that are covered by David Phillips. Unlike other marketplace providers, we're allowing clients to request quotes for David Phillips specifically. I think this is typically due to, I don't know, do you provide different options and stuff typically, Ty, Kenneth, in terms of what the landlord might want or what the tenant might want. So it's not as simple as just instructing, go replace a bed. I think, there's some options that can be available. So hopefully you're familiar with the screen. All you have to do is click request quotes. If we go to the next slide, this again is hopefully a pretty familiar screen. So you're saying who's paying for the work, i.e. who is the invoice addressed to that's submitted in the Fixflo system. And then you can proceed to the next step as well. You'll then be shown a list of all of your suppliers. So a lot of you may have suppliers that you're working with already, which is great, or handymen who might be able to sometimes repair some of this furniture. But what we have is a profile for David Phillips, which is a Contractor Marketplace profile. So as you can see, it's got Contractor Marketplace at the top and loads of information about David Phillips themselves. So the services that they provide and the areas that they cover as well. So they should be automatically appearing in your system. If they aren't, let us know. But yeah, you select them to request a quote and you proceed to the next step. This will then send a quote request to David Phillips, and they have a login to the Fixflo system, which they'll then be able to provide quotes for you. So it's down to you to then utilize the Fixflo system to its fullest to make sure that you're actioning that repair. So whether you need to get landlord approval, for example, whether you need to message your tenants about the particular item that they're looking to deliver and replace. So you can use the actions tab there to do all of that. So you can see all the quotes, everything's auditable within the Fixflo system. The next step would be, hopefully, for you to approve the quote. So you can click into the quote itself, see a bit more information about the quote specifically. There may be some links into this is the bed that we're providing. This is the, the bedside table, for example. So David Phillips will be logging into the Fixflo system and providing that all for you. It's all in one place for you as a property manager. Next step, you'll say, yeah, I'm going to award the job. So follow the workflow, should all be pretty familiar with this. Award the job to David Phillips. They'll then do all that great work that Ty mentioned, say about arranging an appointment. Again, that will be updated within the Fixflo system, messaging your tenant with a link so they can track that replacement or that delivery in real time, all the way through to that job being invoiced within the Fixflo system. So if we could have the next slide, please. Maybe the one after. Here's the appointment. So again, I'm a tenant. I know that I've got my delivery coming tomorrow. That's in the Fixflo system as well. So everything's auditable, everything's actionable. Finally, it's just for the job cost to be submitted. So costs are submitted by David Phillips in the Fixflo system. So again, if you're then integrating into another CRM off the back of Fixflo, this invoice can then sync into that CRM, provided that integration is set up for payment. It will have the David Phillips bank details on, for example. So you know that you can just have David Phillips as a supplier in your system. You can arrange payment and you can get that all sorted, and there'll be a landlord invoice in there as well in case you need to pass those costs on to your landlord. Next slide, please. This is just a final slide on the David Phillips side of things. So as I mentioned, the key benefit here is everything is going on within the Fixflo system. So the way it works is we provided David Phillips with a login to Fixflo that goes across all clients. So rather than you having to set up a separate instance for David Phillips, if you want to use them as a provider, they'll be in your system automatically. David Phillips have one login that they're using to manage any issue that's being instructed to them or any quote that's being instructed to them from a Fixflo client, which means that they can provide you an even better service, essentially. So they can log into this system regularly all throughout the day as they're getting many, many quotes from our clients, use the Fixflo system to respond to those quotes, update you as issues progress. You know, you have that peace of mind. Everything's being handled by the David Phillips team, and it's all being updated in your Fixflo system automatically in case you need to audit it, in case you need to use the Fixflo system to message tenants to get landlord approval, etc., etc. So a really seamless process for them. So I think we've talked a little bit about how it works, who David Phillips are, but I think, Kenneth, this is over to you, really. You know, why? How does this help a property manager?
Yeah, effectively, it helps save property managers time. So perfect scenario, we had a situation where a tenant had a broken bed, reported it to their property manager. Literally, property manager was able to log on to Fixflo, request a quote from myself. I was able to issue that quote within the same hour. Then we got approval to obviously make contact with the tenant. Once we got access, we were able to deliver the furniture within 24 hours. Obviously, that helps save property managers time. We just want to help to make sure everything is seamless. We want to save time, like I said. So yeah, kind of simple.
Great. Thank you very much. Do you want to talk through some numbers? So yeah, I guess I'm interested in, you know, how big are you guys? How often do you, you know, deliver? What do you do?
Yeah, so we've got two massive warehouses in London. This is why we're able to get around and obviously deliver the furniture as soon as possible. Now, we operate at a 98% first time right. And the reason for that is we like to stock duplicates of items. So for example, let's say the tenant has come back and said, oh, we need a single bed, but we get to the property and we realize that we've got a king size situation. We've already stacked and we've already put that in the lorry, so that way there's no having to go back to the property and redo the delivery. As mentioned, obviously we have two massive warehouses. So generally, if we get the order in as soon as possible, we could probably get it turned around within the 24 hours. Obviously that allows the customer satisfaction and making sure your landlord and your clients are all happy. Anything else you want to add, Ty?
No, covered everything.
Sweet.
So I was actually just in terms of like our warranty and things, I thought that might be a question that comes up. So we offer a standard 1-year warranty on all of the items that we provide. Obviously, if you've got someone jumping up and down on the bread and it breaks, that won't be covered. But if it's like through a manufacturing fault, then we'll do that. And if it is in one of our like main areas near our warehouses, we'll always try and come out and investigate that and get it changed ASAP for you. Obviously, we don't want you having to deal with complaints from tenants saying that they've got nowhere to sit to watch telly or something like that.
Yeah, I've got an issue at the moment. I ordered a bed from another provider, sillily, because I'm not an agent. But yeah, I've had a mattress on the floor for a month because the replacement parts haven't come. I'm furious. Yeah, my back's sore to say the least. So that's great to hear. Cool. Can we have the next slide, please? Just as a reminder, guys, we've got the Q&A session at the end. So we've got a handful of questions coming in already. But yeah, please do if you have any questions, just ask. But yeah, I think, you know, the proof's in the pudding, really, with regards to, you know, case studies and reviews. So you guys able just to talk through these a little bit?
Yeah, so we really pride ourselves on our customer service and especially on our Trustpilot reviews. And here you can see just a handful of some of the reviews that we've received and regarding like excellent communication throughout the order process, as well as delivery and client satisfaction with products. So please do check out our Trustpilot review online and you can see a range of our different recommendations, hopefully, and feel reassured that we'll be able to provide you with the best quality products and service.
Great. Thank you. So yeah, just as a reminder, really, of what we've discussed, David Phillips are great. Go and request quotes, go and instruct jobs. They're a marketplace provider, as mentioned. So you need to have the marketplace turned on. For 80–90% of our clients, this is already the case. So the marketplace should be a setting turned on within your Fixflo system. That means provided that an issue is reported by a tenant that's a fault that David Phillips cover, i.e. it's, you know, a furniture item, or it's in a postcode they cover, which we set up to the majority of the UK. If you have some questions around postcode coverage specifically, we can answer that after. But yeah, if those two criteria are met, David Phillips should be appearing in your Fixflo system automatically. So all that you have to do is just exactly that process that we showed with the screenshots, really. here's an issue. I'm interested in getting a quote from David Phillips. Use the request to quote workflow within the Fixflo system. If you have issues that you think, hey, I want a quote from David Phillips, but they're not appearing in my system, just reach out to our support team. We can look into why they're not appearing. But as I say, they should be automatically set up in your Fixflo system. So all that's left to do from our client side in terms of Fixflo clients is just give them a go and request a quote and yeah, instruct some jobs to them. Cool. So live Q&A, as I said, we've got a couple of questions. The first is around warehouse location, and I think this is quite a leading question really, but where is the closest warehouse to Cornwall is the question.
So geographically, our closest warehouse would be London, but for a lot of our further afield deliveries, we actually operate from our Manchester warehouse, but we do deliver down towards Cornwall. Yeah, I've had deals down there where we've gone all the way to like Newquay as well and places like that. Sorry, my geographical knowledge isn't that great. But yeah, we easily can accommodate it. It just might not be within that 48 hours. It could be within like a working week. So if you were to order on the Monday, we would aim to get it with you within that week, but it would just be to be confirmed depending on when we're heading that way in the country. But yeah, we genuinely will do anything we can to make sure that we're getting that delivered in the time frame you need. But I would also just point out that it might be an increased delivery charge.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've got the same. Do you deliver to Scotland is one of the questions here.
Yeah, so actually with Scotland, we do more work up that way than we do in Cornwall. That comes again out of our Manchester warehouse, and we actually have a member of our sales team who's based in Scotland. So if you ever needed something looking at up there, then he can also help with that, which is great.
Brilliant. There's one here about SLAs with regards to using the Fixflo system. So that this might actually be one for me really, but what are the SLAs for David Phillips in terms of using Fixflo? So it's very similar to other marketplace providers. We have the comments feature, obviously, for people to message David Phillips on an issue. So acknowledgement of any queries or quote requests or comments are within 4 hours, like marketplace providers. In terms of quote fulfillment, Kenneth, I think you mentioned and touched on it a little bit, but quote fulfillments or quote responses will be within 24 hours. So again, massive benefit of using them as a provider. It will be a quick turnaround. We can share some information about the postcode delivery. I think, Ty, you mentioned there's a 48-hour delivery in some postcodes. So I think we can share that after if helpful.
Yeah, of course.
Great. That is more or less it from a Q&A perspective. So I'll just give it another 30 seconds or so, just in case anyone has any final questions. While I'm doing that, just as a reminder, guys, we'll wrap up shortly, but there'll be a survey after the webinar. So yeah, please do give us some feedback on the webinar, and if you want us to get in touch with you about David Phillips specifically or the marketplace, then please do. We've had another question come in. Is there a cost to use Contractor Marketplace? So we have a cost provided you're wanting to use the out of hours service for Marketplace. If you're solely wanting to use a reactive provider like David Phillips, for example, no, there's no cost. So they should be turned on already in your Fixflo system. There's no additional cost in terms of the cost you're paying for Fixflo. They'll be in your system. Just go ahead and use them. Cool. We'll give it another 30 seconds and then I think we can wrap up. So yeah, please do get your questions in if there are any more. It's awkward silence, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you can always email us across or something like that. We'll be happy to help, and we can always share some information about our delivery times, areas, warehouse locations, etc.
Great. Cool. Well, I think we can wrap that up. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for joining. QR code there if you need to learn more about Fixflo. Hopefully you're pretty well versed in using Fixflo already, but yeah, look, we can follow up with any questions about that you have or more information about David Phillips. But yeah, please just get requesting quotes and see how you get on. But thank you, Ty. Thank you, Kenneth. Really appreciate your time today. Thanks everyone for joining.